and welcome to episode 30 of the Hexperts Battletech podcast. New box, who dis?
Who dis?
Who dis? Your hosts tonight are myself, Lewis. We got Nathan over there.
Yeah!
Breaking his microphone. Got Dom down there.
Hello.
And Tom, I think he's still in the.
Hello, I'm
He's
Tom.
also. I think Tom might be in the desert somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. We don't need him. We've moved past him.
I'll tell you what I've been in, Lewis, recently.
We've been in
I've been in the dessert.
dessert. I said that.
Yeah.
You kind of a bad dessert. I had some cheesecake earlier.
I've been eating a lot of cake.
Yeah. Anyway, there's enough cake talk. This episode, if you haven't already guessed, we might be talking about the surprise new core box seen at Adepticon. I think everyone else has already talked about it, so we're going to talk about it in a different way and with our own opinion. So it's going to be worth you listening. But before we do,
Don't move that dial.
yeah, don't move the dial. Don't press onto another podcast, please.
Don't go anywhere, folks.
Please, please don't go. But yes,
Please.
please. Anyway, so before that though, we've got a bit of hobby news and some of the events going on within the UK Battletech scene. So first, hobby then. Nathan, what have you been up to hobby-wise?
God, so I have been doing the most important thing, which is buying stuff, obviously, and which that consists mainly of red scorpions for 40k. And most of my painting has also been doing red scorpions for 40k.
What the hell's
Which
40k?
I don't know, something that's like what 37,000 years in the future from Battletech. Yeah, they stop using big stompy robots and start using small stompy men. It's weird.
Catholic robots instead.
Exactly.
Catholic robots instead of Protestant ones.
And
Yeah.
But yeah,
and
So-
they've got a new edition as well. Oh boy.
which
Welcome to the
I
Warhammer
don't
Spurs.
care about. I don't care about. 7th edition is the best edition anyway. So I've actually have played a bit of 10th edition as well, getting them out, and I got absolutely steamrolled because it's 3 500 point zombies versus 2 750s, and I hadn't ever played against the dwarfs, the leagues of Votan, and it's just like, yeah, all of our army is T6 Terminators. Have fun. It's like great. So
They're a
Well,
bit
then
of a
that-
small problem, aren't they, the dwarves?
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
really cut me down to size.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Lewis, any thoughts?
other than that, I have actually been playing a bit of Battletech. I've only been doing 3,000 point games with Nate from Shake Battle Roll and friend of the podcast, Billy. And I've been trying to figure out what to run for the Inner Sphere stuff. And I think I've decided on the Orion and the Jenna. But it's like the Jenna R, so it's 4 medium pulse lasers and it's just fast as hell.
Are you talking like scale 1 or is this for something else?
Yeah, scale 1.
So,
Scale
so
one,
the problem
your
the problem you got there, Nathan, is you have no arms or hands to pick up any objectives.
No, but you see, the Orion does.
You're right,
That's his job.
The Orion doesn't have hands.
What do you mean? Doesn't have hands? I thought
No.
his gun and hand.
No, it's got 2 lasers in his
Oh.
arms. You couldn't
Let's
notice.
start the whole
Oh,
podcast.
yeah. But yeah, other than that, I've also been trying out the Bushwhacker and the Archer, I think, and I've been having a lot of fun with racks using the. Oh, which one was it? It was using a variant of a mech we're going to talk about today, the Uzil, and the Blackjack too. Just firing 4 rack 5s and jamming half the time. Because I always shoot 6 shots. Because I'm not a coward.
I played too much intro tech, kind of 3025. I don't use racks. I don't think I've ever used a rack actually.
Imagine 5 damage SRMs.
I think I've been shot by them,
There
but
you
I don't use them. But they're just
Okay.
getting better now, anyway, aren't they? With the new new potential changes and the actual changes that are coming up.
Yep. So, other than that, my hobby future just seems to be painting a lot of grey little space marines,
Yeah,
and yeah, that's about it.
I love
So yeah,
I,
that's me for hobby.
I love it when you look at them because when you haven't put any colour on, the grey just looks like the sprue colour, so it looks like you haven't done anything. It's like you
I
spent.
spray them a darker grey, and then I'll just paint them sprue grey again, so it just looks.
Your Dom was like, "Oh, you need to finish painting the model." It's like, no, that is his painting. It's just the same colour as a sprue. It's the problem the space sharks have got as well. They're the same colour as the sprue.
Yeah,
What a terrible name, by the way. The Space Sharks.
There's a
but
Carcharodon
what I
Astra.
have learned, yeah, that's their main name. Everyone just calls them space sharks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bad
but
name.
what I have learned is that I've actually learned the proper scheme to paint the red scorpions like grey colour, and it's a lot darker than what I've gone for. But I'm not changing it now because I kind of prefer this colour,
just turn the
and
light.
also because it's fifth edition colours.
Just turn the
So I
light.
have to
Yeah,
translate them,
just
make a custom pot of that colour to do the entire army, and then hope I don't run out, and then I have to try and remake it, and then half my army looks a different shade.
just turn the lights down. It'll be fine.
So yeah, let's move on to you, Lewis.
Me? Oh
Have you-
gosh.
yeah.
Well, I've been a bit busy for work and personal life with tiny children appearing. Um,
Oh no.
they're my
And
children.
Lewis is now the child snatcher.
No, it's my child. It's allowed.
I'm
But yeah,
allowed to
well,
connect my
there's that
child.
one. I can steal that one. But yeah, but I have done a bit of Battletech hobby. I have been finishing up the Aces box, so I've finished the Thunderbolt 2C and two Fulcrum hover tanks to finish up the Aces box in Ghost Bear's
Very
colours,
nice.
as you can see on the Hexperts Instagram, which I do remember to post up my own stuff on. And then I finished that off by finishing a Stormcrow in Ghost Bear colours, and I've got a Ebon Jaguar sitting on the bench to be painted up as Ghost Bears as well. But that's about it really for me. I can't remember if I've played any games since last episode. Probably not. So yeah,
No, I
Lewis doesn't even
don't
remember
think
his
you
own
have.
grandmother's name.
no, I don't get to come down now. But I will do at some
He's the
point
child.
with child. It's in my belly. But yeah, so Dom, what have you been up to?
I haven't been keeping Tom in my basement. If that's what you were wondering.
Oh, was the desert? Is that meant you actually meant your basement?
That's what I call it.
Dom,
The desert.
Tom only just got out of a of a basement beforehand.
Yeah, he managed to get out of the basement and fall into a smaller basement.
I think he likes basements.
They do call him a basement dweller. I don't know why. What have I been up to? I've decided that I'm going to play a new game.
What game's that, Dom?
It's called Warcrow.
Warcrow.
Not to be confused with Warcry, the other game that almost sounds like Warcrow. As we in the industry call it, we call it Battle Birds rather than Warcrow. Warcrow is like a skirmishy war game that is made by the guys that made Infinity. So if you know Infinity, it's sort of like the anime styled skirmish game by the folks over at Corvus Belli, who are a Spanish company who make, some might say, inaccessible rules.
Who'd say that?
Me.
Oh.
Because it's very, it's very, very complicated. It's one of those complicated games. However, what I will say is that the models for Warpro are really, really nice. And if you are if you're a fan of Battletech for the like low model count side of things, Warcrow is sort of similar. So Warcrow is sort of 10 models per army.
Yeah.
The prices are fairly reasonable. You're talking like maybe £70 to get started.
Is it kind of like a lower tech like game, but it's on the same system as Infinity, kind of like with all the reactions and all
it's
that?
a different system. It's interesting. It's quite an interesting little background, really. I think, and don't quote me on this, all of you Welsh heads out there, as I like to call you. But I think it might be based on like Welsh an Irish folklore from the perspective of a company in Spain. um,
Okay.
so it's got a unique kind of take. Half of the words I can't pronounce, like Yaldabaoth, like a Yaldabaoth. What the hell is that? But it makes a change from just like power armor man or robot guy.
You have a
So,
faction of people who type leaks to their heads. I must know.
yeah, of course we do. What do we have in the game? So there's like humans, obviously, like every game. There's orcs, there's like demons. But I'm playing the wood elves because I'm a hippie. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing
Doors.
that at some point. But I've just received my starter set, so very exciting.
Ooh, I like that orc on the blue beast.
Looks
I like the
very
models now.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that's why people like the orcs from that game because they're very World of Warcrafty orcs. But yeah, it's a reasonable price game to get into. We love a reasonable price game here. So yeah.
Yeah, we do. So yeah, that's all our hobby then.
Mountain Haven.
I don't know what.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what Tom's been doing. He's probably been playing some obscure game where he's.
He actually went to Salute. We'll have him do an entire episode on his Salute coverage when he gets back, I think. That'd be nice.
He'll have forgotten what he's done by then.
True.
But yeah, so that's all the hobby. If you'd like to see some of this hobby, please check out the Hexperts Battletech podcast.
It'll either be on there or it will be reposted on there.
Also,
We have an Instagram. You can
What
view
do?
it. We'll put the link in this description.
yeah,
Of your
I think
podcast,
it's in the link.
or YouTube video.
It's in the link tree. But
It's
There
in
you
the
go.
link
It's the
tree.
link tree.
But in the link tree. So what have we got next?
Like a wood elf. They're in the tree.
They're in a tree. Talking hobby though, Dom, have you got any hobby tips for us this week?
Oof, that is a good question. Do I have any hobby tips? I'm going to say yes.
Oh,
Have I thought about what the hobby tip is? No.
good say no.
Did they ask
Oh,
me
dear.
before the podcast started, do you have a hobby tip? I said yes.
Yes.
He lied.
My hobby tip for this week, month, year, depending on how often we record these days, is use brush soap.
Oh, absolutely.
So brush soap will extend the life of your brushes, which if you're anything like me and you have to have the most expensive equipment for everything that you do, is quite handy. Like, I'm one of those guys that's like, no, I can't use a regular hobby knife. I need to use like the titanium sashimi slicer 5000. So I buy really expensive brushes. In the past, I've completely wrecked so many expensive brushes. There's a graveyard of the bones of brushes throughout my little cabinet where I keep my brushes. But recently, I'm still using brush soap. So I highly recommend it if you're a painter. I know not a lot of Battletech guys are painters, but if you are, I recommend.
Cool. That is something I need to get some brush soap myself. Do you use it, Nathan?
No, I need to get some myself,
I've-
but
I've-
it is a good product.
Yeah, I've never used it. I'm sure Tom has it. Tom probably goes to sleep and baths in it.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, I heard Tom ate his brush soap, so
That's why he's not on.
I heard he dropped it in prison. That's why he's not on.
Oh,
Hobby prison, that is.
aren't we all in hobby prison?
yeah. But anyway, that also reminds me. We're going to move on to news, but there is some hobby news as well. Dom told me the other day that they don't make BioStrip 20 anymore. So
Yeah,
for
all
the
green stuff. Did you know that GW don't make green stuff anymore?
what? It's all this cool.
Isn't it like the green stuff provider just stopped making it? So there's
Yeah,
like no green stuff.
the green stuff man just said, no, I'm done.
He's stopped extracting it from his body. It's over.
It's just they've run out. The green stuff mine is empty.
Luckily for me, I do have an entire 1,000 liter tub of BioStrip.
Oh, that's so lucky.
Yeah, I ruined mine. Mine's full of like plastic that's melted. But yeah,
Yeah, Lewis puts ice cream in his BioStrip and no one really knows why.
no. But yeah,
He eats it both like a spoon.
yeah. But BioStrip I think was like one of the best paint strippers. I know it was obviously from the UK, but I think people did use it around the globe. But they seem to have finished. It was pretty good for Battletech as well, but it would melt the bases, so you had to be
It
careful
do-
there. Yeah,
yeah.
don't put the bases in. But if you
My Flamberg base is messed up.
yeah,
No.
if you do
You know,
come
it is what it is.
if you do come across it, if you can take the model off the base, it's one of the best paint strippers and it's non-toxic. But obviously now we can't get it, so sad times. But if anyone does have some paint stripper recommendations that might be equivalent or better, please let us know in the comments or in an email or on the Discord or somewhere. I need to know what to strip my models with.
Or go around like a Paul Revere, ringing a bell, riding a horse, going, "The paint stripper's coming! The paint stripper's coming!"
Yep.
Then let everyone know that you can.
Yeah, that is another valid way of doing things. But talking news, I'm going to probably do like better news another time. But I'm just going to do a quick recap of some of the interesting news that we've seen at this event called Adepticon.
What the hell's Adepticon?
I think it's some sort of convention in America. Something to do with Space Marines, I think, from the name.
Oh, cool, Space Marine. We like those.
We like Space Marines. But I think there are new Space Marines. But for Battletech, there are some cool bits of things coming. The first thing we've seen is that the Draconis Reach book is coming soon. I think it's supposed to be like summertime-ish, but obviously
What is the Draconis Reach? Just to remind me,
yeah. So
not anyone else.
yeah.
Obviously.
So the
Beat me to it.
yeah, the Draconis Reach book is the next kind of hotspots book for the Clan era in the Draconis Reach area, which is basically like an area between Federated Sun Space and Draconis Combined Space.
The lore behind it is that the lead Duke of the Draconis march, well, at least I'm guessing from the lore books that we've had, is that he's pretty much hired a bunch of mercenaries and gone, "You guys can have land holds in the Draconis Reach as long as you fight for us, and then we're going to go into the Combine and mess stuff up."
And the
I'm
next
guessing-
sort of source book is about that.
Yeah,
that
it's
happened.
going to be like different contracts about going into the Draconis Combine and beating up some snakes, hopefully.
Yeah,
Be nice.
but this is
You
obviously
know
going
what? I love beating up snakes.
this is going to be a follow-on from the Hotspots Hinterlands book, which was kind of basically kind of carries on from the Battletech Mercenaries box set, so you can play your Battletech Mercenaries using this. This is I think, obviously, as Nathan said, it's got a bunch of stuff going on in the Draconis Reach, but also it's got a bunch of updates and changes to the Merc system as well. So even if you don't use it for playing in that area, there's a bunch of new and interesting things in that book. So I think it's going to be it's a must buy, even if you're not interested in playing in that area of space. Even if you're not interested in the Clan area, you might want to just get it for the system.
I also think, unless they've released another thing that's done it, it's also going to give us a nice refreshed set of tables for what the different factions have access to at the time,
I think
like the Hotspots one did.
I think I was reading the Goonhammer one. I think there's like a scrapyard thing.
Warhammer?
Goonhammer. But I think there's a whole scrapyard thing because there was we all had the problems in Hinterlands and Mercs where you kind of, if you needed a cheap mech, all the mechs that were in the shops were like 800,
expensive,
800 to like 2000 BV. It's like I only needed a mech that was 1000 BV, but everything's like 2000 BV. So I think there's a whole thing about doing that, and I think you can get like mechs that are cheap, but they could be like almost damaged or destroyed when you buy them. So there's like a whole risk reward thing with it. It sounds like a bunch of fun stuff for the system. Like sounds like a good book and like a good expansion. So yeah, hopefully we get that. We probably won't see it in the summer. We might see it next year if we're lucky.
I'm planning on seeing it when we land on the moon
Yeah, well, we did. I
for
think
the first time.
I think last time the book sold so well in America, it didn't actually leave the shores. So like we actually, Europe and the rest of the world got the second edition because they sold so many in the States they couldn't export any. So that's hopefully they've made a little bit more this time.
Just by
Possibly.
way of a little bit of a rant, I'm sick of this bias towards the States for Battletech. I can't even get my Draconis Reach thing or whatever it is.
You tell them, Dom. You tell them.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
But yeah, so that's coming. I think I think it's supposed to be available at Gen Con, and then shortly after, it might be summer. We got Battletech Aces Snowblind. Obviously, we talked about what's inside that box recently, but we've seen a bunch of new stuff at the Adepticon, some pictures of the box art and more pictures of the mechs, etc. So that looks pretty cool. Finding out fun information about there being walls, some cool buildings. Found out there's now, I think there's now like tokens for like civilians, so I'm a bit worried what's going to
Oh
happen. No,
yes.
leave them alone, Nathan. You're not supposed to
Oh
burn them.
yes. Unleash the fire ants.
No, I think we're supposed to not. I think we're supposed to not be stepping on them, but I'm a bit concerned that there won't be.
Right, Lewis, this is the same argument that people have for civilians in Grand Theft Auto, which is if you don't already know a video game, Lewis doesn't know what games are.
No.
Anyway, this is kind of the same argument that you have in Grand Theft Auto. If you put the guys in
Yeah.
these sort of settings, expect them to get like turned into a fine bread paste like pretty quickly.
If you give me the burn everything with flamethrowers mech, and then give me the most flammable tokens in existence, you know,
Yeah,
you
like,
can make.
ooh,
You
I'm
can,
such
you
an
can,
oily civilian. Ooh.
you can, yeah, exactly. They're all in space Norway, so they've all got those oil stocks. They're practically all covered in oil.
Oh dear.
So you know,
But yeah,
it's just inevitable.
but that's coming soon. It sounds to be like it's going to be full of war crimes.
Isn't it coming out at Gen Con?
I think
Or
so.
have you mentioned that? Yeah.
I think it's Gen
And
Con.
then
We might get
next year it'll be for us,
it. Maybe.
unless you get it from Europe.
Potentially, but in theory, it should be available this year, but we never know. Hopefully,
If any of you own a game store and you want to promote yourself on the Hexperts Battletech podcast all about Battletech, please do write in and let us know, because we will shill for you. There is no such thing as dirty money. So feel free, if you're some sort of supplier based out of Europe or the UK or even the US, feel free to reach out to us.
We'll
and,
even
we can promote your
retroactively
stuff.
we'll even retroactively add your symbol to a bunch of the video versions of the podcast that we haven't uploaded yet.
This is just pure lies. This is not going to happen.
And alternatively, even if you aren't a stockist of like Battletech necessarily, but maybe you provide decals for people or you provide cool basing materials, even please feel free to reach out, and if you want to connect with a bunch of new hobbyists, maybe we can help you do that.
Super duper. But yes, carrying on from that, we have the core box, which we might be talking about today, and the new beginner box and the core rules come in. They're supposed to be coming to Gen Con, and then after that, apparently supposed to be coming out in August. Probably for us later than that. But we're going to be talking about them and what's inside the box. That's the big thing for Battletech at Adepticon.
What's in the
So
box?
I'm sure you've all heard about it now anyway. But we're going to go through it again and in more detail.
What's in the box?
So we'll come back.
Battletech.
We'll come back to them in a minute. Box sets that come in. I can never say it. Comenchos, Caballeros. That's come in. That's cool. That's a cool box.
What's in that?
It's got a Hunchback 4P. So that's the one with all the medium lasers.
The laser.
Yeah,
The
that's the way
disco.
Yeah, we've got a Grand Titan, so that's going to be cool.
Ooh.
We've got the Phoenix Hawk 7K, so it's got, I think it's snub nose and like C3 system, so that's pretty cool. And the Albatross, which I don't really have. I've seen pictures of it now, but I've never used it or played against it, so it'd be interesting to see that mech. It's got a big nose, big bird nose. So I think that's a Barnes and Noble exclusive, I think, or
I think they call bird noses beak.
Yeah, bird nose beak. I don't know. It's one of those things. So that's coming. That'd be cool.
I like the albatross.
Oh,
I really like
you
the
would
albatross.
You would like the albatross. I'm quite keen to get the Grand Titan, and to be fair, the Hunchback 4P is really good as well. It's a solid mech.
It's nice to see some Free World League mechs from past like 2,700 ish.
Yeah.
You know.
And yeah, I think the Grand Titan, I think, is the one that I think a lot of people have been waiting for that box as well, because he's a fun little fella. And lastly, they also at Adepticon, they were showing off a bunch of the aerospace stuff coming. So they were showing off.
Does anyone care about this? Truly,
I think
I do.
I think it's a bit of a contentious one because it's usually so complicated people don't bother with it. But some people do really like it. But I think the idea is that they want to design it so people do want to use it. So like in theory, if it's designed well, then people will want these planes and stuff. And I gather the idea is that they want it so you want to play campaigns and missions where you can go from orbit to landing and like fight ships on the way down and stuff, and it's actually enjoyable to do, and it's not something that takes 2 or 3 days of calculations to see if you can do it.
If
That's
you're out
that's
there, if you're
Right,
out
go on,
there
Dom.
and you actually want this in your Battletech, let us know, because I've never seen any of these guys even
Well,
flirt with the idea of a
There's-
plane.
well, for one, I do want to use them, and I have always wanted to use them. And from looking at the rules, it literally doesn't seem that difficult.
I think it's.
But
I think
every
it's.
time, I say plur, like anything with plur, Lewis like snaps his head to me and goes, "No."
No, but I'm gonna have to change
And
that now with Ilklan coming out in the new boxes. I'm gonna have to start being more adventurous with my tech level.
so, from what I've seen, the only thing is that it has like slip rules. If you're going fast one way and try and do a hard turn, you got to make a check or you slide over. Then when you go off the board, all you need to do is just figure out how many hex it would take for you to turn around off the board
I
and come
think.
back on.
I think it's going to be more simplified than that going forward. And there's been a bunch of BSP rules for a bunch of the aerospace stuff. So it'd be interesting to see what they go with. But that's not anything I think that's. I think it's coming soon, but not like I wouldn't expect it this year. I don't think.
Are they doing a Kickstarter for it?
Not sure. We've not had anything confirmed. So
Okay.
we'll
They
soon
shouldn't
see.
do Kickstarters, just to get on my soapbox again. Catalyst Game Labs, you're too big to need a Kickstarter. I don't care about your excuse around free marketing. Pay for your own product and stop asking your fans to do investment for you. It sucks.
I don't mind the
Especially when they
Kickstarters too
don't
much.
get, especially, no, Lewis, no, Lewis. I'm interrupting you. I'm getting on my soapbox again, especially when you deliver it so late.
Yeah, there's been a couple of people that I think still haven't got their stuff in. So some
Yeah,
people I can.
Australia. A lot of people in Australia still don't have their Mercenaries box set.
Yeah,
That sucks.
We can't get the we can get the Mercenaries box set in the UK, but distributors, the
God.
official distributors, don't deliver it to the UK yet. Still,
super. But yeah, that's pretty much. I think kind of a quick go through of the stuff we've seen at Adepticon, and we've got the events coming up. We've got the first event for the UK. It's going to be the Scottish Open Championship.
when?
It's the 25th of April. It's in Scotland, Nan Mackay Community Hall.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about this at all.
I think
Like genuinely nothing.
I don't know if the event's not private anymore. Last time
Is there even an event page?
they had an event page, but I think they managed to set it private. So unless you're friends with the people on the page, you can't see it.
Unless you've got invited to the event, you can't see the event.
Yeah, but in theory, if you
In theory, there will be a very small Scottish Open.
yeah, I'll just open up the link. It might work. It says content not available, so I assume
So, a bit of back context. I heard about this from Lewis and Tom due to their connections, but I couldn't find it on Facebook because obviously it was a private event. So, I mean, I've let the relevant people know, and it still seems to be a private event. So,
don't know. Maybe they don't want us there. But in theory, if you're in the if you're in the right groups, there is a Facebook event, and you can go and do the Battletech Open, but in Scotland. Should be fun. In theory, if Nathan can get in the group, he might go, I guess.
nah, too late now.
Too late now. Oh well. But you quite like the open format anyway, don't you, Nathan? It should.
Oh, I do absolutely love the open format, and I would love to go.
I think I don't know if Martin runs this one or I know some of the guys I think you've met anyway run this one. So
it's like 2 weeks out, and I can't be bothered to try and plan around that
okay.
whole shebang. So yeah.
That's fine. But it could be cool if you're that way inclined, especially if you're up north that
Yep.
way. It should be a
If you're
fun
in
event.
Scotland, definitely try and get yourself down there.
Yep,
It's a great time, great laugh, great lads.
cool. And on the 2nd of May, we've got the Peterborough Crown Tournament. It's a classic Battletech list builder event. It's by this podcast, which is the not us, but by the Tales from the Periphery, because I'm stealing their event page as usual.
Oh,
It's £15 per day, and there's going to be some details here. So if you go on Mike's page, you should be able to find out what the details are. Maybe I'll click the link and find out what they are. Oh, there's a lot of details.
how about we
We'll come back to that
leave the
one.
details for
Yeah, come back to that
come
one.
back to
There's a yeah, but Mike's always very well organised, etc. So I think that should be a fun day. We've got May the 29th to May the 31st. We've got the UK Games Expo. So that's at the NEC. As we mentioned previously, Catalyst I don't think is still there, but the Catalyst demo team are running a bunch of fun events. So keep an eye out for those, because I think they're still due to be posted up, but I don't think they're up yet properly. August 1st, we've got the Lincoln Battletech Open, and that one's at Imps Gaming. That's I don't know if John's involved with it, or UA John is running it, but he's doing an open there, and that looks fun. I think we might try and get down to that one, because that one's far enough away that I can plan to get to that one.
yeah, possibly. What day is it again? Sorry,
1st of August.
I might be able to get to that one actually. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a European Battletech Championship on the 28th of August to the 30th in Hicks Hall in Leeds. I think they're still waiting to hear more about that one. And then lastly, on Mike's page, we might as well finish it now. September the 6th, there's the Harewood War Games Show in Peterborough at the Crescent Rightwell. Yeah, and it's just a local friendly show apparently. So that's a bunch of UK events that are coming up, and hopefully there'll be some more, and we'll get some more details on them when I actually remember to read them before we start the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah. But thanks to Mike from
like
Tales from
all
the
of this,
Periphery for posting that up. So then let's move across to the main segment. So today we're going to be talking about some of the core boxes shown off, or it's the core box, the beginner box, and the core rules shown off at Adepticon. So I'm sure you've already listened to podcasts going through all the cool stuff that's coming out, but a lot of them have just said what mechs are coming out. We're going to have a proper look what mechs are coming out, what variants are in the box, etc. So, just if you haven't heard though, there's a bunch of new boxes coming out. It's not a new edition of Battletech, but they're having a bit of a rejig with some of the rules.
it's kind of like a 0.5 edition,
Yeah.
I guess would be the best way to describe it.
So,
So the core of the game's still the same, but they've kind of ironed out some things and they're trying some new things as well.
yeah, I
Ooh.
think the idea is that it doesn't invalidate any of like the record sheets, etc. It's more just tweaking things like water hexes not needing a PSR to move through them, or I can't put. There's a bunch of interesting stuff coming anyway to make the game a bit more fun and streamlined. Well, that's the idea anyway. Some people obviously are not too keen because some things have been simplified. One of the biggest things for the core rulebook that seems to be coming is that they're moving vehicles from the main rulebook to a separate book, and now vehicles, battle armor, etc., is going to be represented by BSP cards or BSPs.
Uh,
I think it's fine, but I can see if people.
I I personally think if you want to do that for Alpha Strike, that's cool by you. Go ahead, but you shouldn't dumb down Classic.
It's a fair opinion. I kind of like it because I think vehicles were not tuned right from what I played. But obviously, I don't play as much as other people with
Yeah,
vehicles.
that's fair. Like if they gave them like double damage when they get melee, that might help balance them out. But they're just really armored mechs, which don't generate heat, so you can fire everything all the time.
Yeah, they usually seem to be more efficient than mechs. So like, I think if you actually want to do well, you can just take vehicles. But yeah, uh, I quite kind of like the BSPs because they kind of simplify things, speed things up, and they kind of lean things a bit more away from those units being so what's the word? They're less efficient, so the mechs become the kind of stars of the show. But there's nothing stopping you using vehicles with the standard vehicle rules or the advanced vehicle rules, as I suppose they will become now. And I think that people do mix and match, so you can have like a hero in a vehicle with the full rules and a bunch of BSPs following them around. So that's one of the changes, but there's a lot more. There's also they've shown off like a little kind of summary of the changes that they're going to be putting through in the book. It's not going through everything in detail, but just kind of gives you a heads up of what's changing and what hasn't changed from the playtests. We won't go through all that in detail just now because I'm sure you've already heard it. But there are some new boxes. Interestingly, they're Ilclan era, which has caused a bit of contention because obviously Ilclan era's got all the fancy tech on, and some people might say that's a bit too advanced for like a starter box or core box. Because historically they usually succession wars, and then they do branch out maybe to like the clan invasion, but usually they keep it a bit earlier on in the timeline to keep the tech a bit more simple. But I think the idea is now that the wargamers can they can deal with a bit more advanced weapons. So they're throwing us now back into the old clan into the deep end, and expecting us to be okay with it. And to be fair, most of the rules they're not too complicated, like hardened armor, etc. TSM. I think once you kind of once you've read it and used it a couple of times, it's not nothing too crazy.
I One thing I do like about it is the fact that it is chucking you into the deep end, because quite a lot of times I think new players will take ages to get into any of the new tech because they'll try and avoid it because they don't want to try and learn it.
To be fair, I'm guilty of that, trying to just stay in the old kind of the intro tech to kind of just learn other stuff. But I think to be fair, some people do find the kind of intro tech a bit more boring because the mechs are quite well armored and they take a while to die, and they're not always the most interesting. Whereas I think the newer stuff it can be a little bit quicker, but also there's so much more tech. It's difficult to kind of take the best thing ever because there's usually a counter to it and a counter to that counter, etc. So it kind of there's so much stuff going on. I think it kind of helps balancing out a little bit. To be fair.
Yep, I do like that pushing more advanced mechs, because I think it was Mech Bay that I was listening to where they said it, where it's just like, you know exactly what a Wolverine does. You don't even need to like think about, oh, how much armor do you have left when you hit it, because you've played against a Wolverine that many times,
Yeah.
like a Shadow Hawk, that you're just like, oh yeah, the arm's pretty much dead now. So no, you'll just get thrown in with like a I don't know, so like a Hammerhead or a Contio. You get thrown into a Contio, like, what the hell is that? Ah! And then you play it and you're like, hell yeah, I want to run that now.
Yeah.
And
So
spice it up.
what do you reckon, Dom? I know you're a bit more of an outsider on these new box coming out. What do you reckon to the idea of these more these core boxes that maybe are a bit more advanced in the timeline and got a bit more advanced tech?
I think one of the biggest issues that you find with Battletech sometimes is that you've got these huge tin can robots that don't really have a lot of interesting and engaging mechanics.
Yeah.
One of the fundamental issues that I found with Battletech is that sometimes you'll have a mech that can do things, like it will feel like a cool robot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a mech that shoots a gun and walks, and you're like, okay, well, what else does it do? The other thing about sort of intro tech, Battletech, is your like lack of dice consistency. So it means that games can be a lot slower sometimes, just purely because neither of you can hit a barn door. So you're just rolling dice and you're always missing, and that's really bad. So stuff like targeting computers and stuff, that's really handy, I assume, when you get into the future.
Yeah. Targeted computers and stuff like pulse lasers can mean that, and some of the weapons just do more
And
damage flat out.
Especially poor slicers with targeted computers, they do a lot
Yikes.
of
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It just speeds the game up because I don't know about you, and this is just I play a lot of games. One of the worst things you can do during an intro game is make it boring. And the most boring thing is when nothing's happening because neither of you can hit anything, and you're just like, oh well, I'm kind of a passenger here with not a lot of control over the outcomes.
Yeah.
Whereas at least if you make it a little bit more consistent, it's a bit more easy to intro. Whether it's a better game or not, that's up for debate. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying from an intro perspective, sometimes it can be extremely boring when you're just waiting to hit something.
Yeah, so I think to be fair, we did see that. We did. Obviously we saw that with the beginner box we're about to talk about, but also I know other games that they mentioned obviously stuff like the first boxes for like Adeptus Titanicus with just like warlords and knights with like people complain about it being very boring because the knights would
Yeah.
just all die, and then it whatever warlord's shield went down first because they had the same guns, so it was a bit odd. But obviously the but that also leads into the beginner boxes because the previous beginner boxes from Catalyst had a Wolverine and the Griffin, and then
Hmm.
the after that they replaced the Wolverine with a Vindicator and a Griffin. Um,
Okay.
some people complain it's basically the same kind of thing. The mechs in the box look quite similar, and they also act quite similar, especially in the
Mm.
later box with the Vindicator and the Griffin, because they've both got PPCs, they've both got a missile launcher, and they've both got
I've
jump jets, and they kind of they're pretty much the same. They're almost the same mech, so it's like you've been given. So I can kind of get the idea because it means that the people have kind of got like a balanced kind of either
So I'll pull it to like the most obvious comparison for me, right? So this is like your, let's say like you're a Warhammer guy and you get your intro box, and it's got 5 Space Marines, 5 Terminators, a jump pack squad, and some kind of small light tank. Everything in there has roles and operates in a different way.
yeah
If you've just got 2 mechs that behave in the same pattern and have no intrigue to them, it's not like you have a strategic decision to make other than did I hit them,
yeah
which not very interesting. So at least if you go into the future, you can get these more high tech sort of, you know,
yeah.
mechs.
Well,
As far as I know.
this is where the new beginner box comes in because there's some contention because these mechs in the box are a bit more advanced. The Hammerhead is a little bit. The Concho, I'd say, can be quite advanced because he's got a lot of tech, but these two mechs in the box they do different things. Obviously, I think obviously you've got a picture, Nathan, but Dom, have you got the picture of that beginner box with the two mechs in it?
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll go through them in a bit more detail in a second. But the Conchio is a mech which's got basically like it's stealth armor. It's fast. It's got lots of little guns. It wants to get in your face and get into combat quite quickly.
It's
Uh,
got claws.
yeah, and claws. Whereas the Hammerhead is not the opposite, but the Hammerhead's a slight. It's still fast, but not as fast as the Conchio. But he's a very well armored mech. He's quite hard to kill, but he's not as fast. So you've got the kind of two different styles of play with them, and they're not kind of
Mm.
they're not the same. So there's some weaknesses and benefits to both of them. So you can kind of try and play for and against them, which is one of the reasons I think they chose these two mechs for the box is that they've got some.
They are quite contrasting, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely quite contrasting. But the beginner box itself, just quickly to go over, it's got obviously they call it starter box, not beginner box, but it's got the two mechs Conchio Hammerhead. We've had I think I'm not sure if there's a repos of the Hammerhead because there's one in the one of the Star League boxes. I think it might be a new pose for it, but we'll soon find
Is
out.
it one of the pre-painted ones?
It's one of the boxes that's got pre-paints in, but
No.
the Hammerhead's not pre-painted. I think from
Yeah.
looking at
Right.
the hands are not are. It looks like a new pose for it. To be fair, it does look like the same kind of weapon loadout as we used to with the
I
with
think the Hammerhead might only have like one or two loadouts anyway. So
it's
Mm.
actually
there's yeah, there's two.
at the moment we're talking. There's technically one. I think the Contier only has one as well, but we'll come back to that in a second. But in this box, obviously, you got those two mechs. There's a little map sheet in there, which is kind of a refresh of the previous map sheet. I think it's kind of they've done like a bit of a not a basically they've tightened it up a little bit. It's got the same locations for all the terrain, but it just looks a little bit different, a little bit prettier. It's got, I think it's got half kind of cards for the mechs, and I think inside the box there are like some extra bits like some of the tokens, etc. It's got a little rulebook to kind of get you started, and from what I gathered, some other people talking is that there'll be some different variants of the Contio and the Hammerhead in the box, where I think there'll be some simpler variants that might not have all of the tech enabled initially, and then it will slowly, I think, kind of you'll change the variants to have the ones, maybe the more standard ones that have got all the crazy tech on it. So you might not start with everything. So it's kind of leads you into advanced tech.
You introduce mechanics. It's how you have sort of. I feel like BattleTech. It's hard for me to say because I've only ever had an intro game from yourself and friend of the pod, Ian.
Yeah.
I sneezed.
You sneezed.
I don't know if anyone heard that.
I did.
So I've only had an intro from you and Ian, and I found that in my intros, you're introducing a lot of things all at once.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no staging for what's going on. And whilst my point earlier may seem contradictory, I promise that it's not, and I'll explain why. In order to do like your first game, you need to get people, in my opinion anyway, rolling dice at each other and having a fun time. But you need to be able to work with that core set and then build out from it pretty quickly without additional purchases in order to get them interested in the game generally. And you can do that by doing that sort of scaling system. A lot of sort of organizations do that. I mentioned Warcrow at the beginning of the pod. Warcrow does exactly that. It has a little campaign system. You play 3 games with the stuff that you get in the intro box, and then you're ready to go. Like it slowly ramps up the mechanics. So I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. As I said, I think they ramp that up. I'm not sure if you get the full like BattleTech sheets in the box, or if they keep it to half sheets, but
I think for this box it is half sheets.
But I think
What is a half sheet?
You remember when you played in the past, you've got like the heat and like the critical hits and stuff like that on the bottom of the sheet.
They reduce it down to be just the armor values and the weapons.
Literally, they call it half sheet because they fold the sheet in half, so you lose all the criticals, you lose the heat, and you lose that kind of stuff. But you keep some of the armor and the damage, etc. So it kind of you get sections of like playing the game you're introduced to. But I think the idea of this box is you're going to get that, and then you're going to get introduced to some of the more advanced tech at the same time. And then the next box you play, you add in playing with heat, critical hits, and then stuff like ammo explosions and stuff later on, basically. But we don't know exactly all the stuff in there, but it looks to be a good box, and the models look good.
I am definitely going to get this box.
Is that the general feeling for the majority of the community? Are they all like, yeah, this is great?
I think there are people who think these mechs are a bit too advanced for an intro box, but I think the majority of people are like can see the idea behind it, and also there's a big chunk of people who just want to have these mechs anyway because they're kind of fan favourites from the Dark Ages Hellplan era.
Yeah.
And in your opinion, do you think this will actually help grow BattleTech as a game?
It's
just the right direction.
I'd be interested. I want to see how they implement these mechs because they are the Contio is quite advanced. But I wish to see how they do the Contio variants to make it so you can have like the very beginner game and then add this kind of the more advanced tech in, because I think that's going to be the thing that makes a difference. Because if they can get that kind of more advanced tech introed nicely, then I think they can it will do quite well. But yeah, should we have a little talk about the 2 mechs in the box anyway?
Yes, so let's start off with the Contio.
But like we said, I think there might be simple variants in the box as well, more simple ones, but we don't they have not been released yet, so we've only got these 2 mechs. I think I've only got two variants, or they've got a variant each. So the Contio itself, Nathan, what do you know
He's
about it?
well, from what I can tell, he's a 40-ton mixed tech battle mech, which usually means it's from the Rasshog Dominion, which
It's
in this
really,
case it is.
yeah.
Yeah. And for any kind of clan mech, quite shockingly, he has claws. He has melee weapons, which is usually a big no-no. But as well as those claws, he has stealth armor, as you've said, which gives... What's the rules for stealth armor again?
It depends on the system, but stealth
Ah,
will give you medium range. It gives you a, well, it might change with the rule book, but it gives you a +1 to your target your
TMM.
TMM, and then at long range it gives you a +2. But you add plus
Okay.
10 heat for doing that.
Ooh. And with that, it doesn't really have a heat-saving complementary loadout of 6 ER small lasers, which I believe are going to be clan ones,
Yeah.
2 medium pulse, and 1 micro pulse laser. So he's going to be a very hot boy.
He will be.
As he only has 10 double heat sinks, so that's the medium lasers, and then you are cooking if you equip stealth after that.
Yeah, but there is a reason he wants to get himself hot though, because he's also got triple strength mimer, which means that he can hit harder and he can go faster if he's running running a bit hotter.
Yep. So imagine a semi-invisible, claw-wielding, death mask having mech running at you at 1,000,000 miles per hour, ready to just tear your mech in half.
You mean my ex-wife?
Oh,
Ooh.
I don't
yeah.
have an ex-wife.
Not
Bloody
yet.
hell, it's
Anyway.
Mech Warrior Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, but this mech, or just looking at the actual sheet itself, walking is 7. Obviously with the triple strength mimer it goes to 8. Is it the mass that pushes that up? No, it's got mass. Running 11, 16 with the triple strength mimer. So it's going to get to you if it wants to. It's quite fast. The triple strength mimer means it's only a light mech at 40 tons, but that kick goes from 8 to 16, and the claws. I can't remember what the claw number is now, but they get buffed up. So although he's only little, he can start.
Gives you double damage, so punches turn into kicks.
Yeah, but you got the addition, the plus of the claw as well in there. So it's going to be, he'll be punching above his weight, and lore-wise, it's a lot of the pictures of him punching through cockpits, etc.
However, you do pay for this because it is 1,912 BV. So he is a very expensive 40-tonner.
Yeah. Also, he's got ECM, so like he's got all the tech.
Oh my god, he's got everything.
Yeah, he's not badly armored either, really. For a 40-ton mech, he's pretty good.
I think I might get one for Gallus, that's for sure. Speaking of going from the Freddy Krueger-esque death mask having.
So before we move on, Nathan,
machine.
don't forget we've got the Alpha Strike card. Oh boy! So the Alpha Strike for this one, obviously size 2, TMM3, movement 18, 4 short damage, 4 medium damage, no long. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 armor, 2 structure, but it's got the ECM special, energy special because it's got no ammo. It's got melee special, stealth, which I think just pushes up the TMM, but I don't know that. I can just click it; it'll tell me. Yeah, it pushes that up, and then you've got TSM. So this fella in Alpha Strike is actually quite good in close combat because I think he can push up to like 4 damage in punching range. But you do pay for it because he's 52 BV. That's like, I think an Atlas is like that kind of. I think that's how much an Atlas is.
That's very nice. He does as much damage as a Ula at medium range.
Yeah, but I think with the stealth, it's going to be TMM4 to hit though. So he's moving 18, TMM4 kind of thing. He's going to be very hard to hit, and he's got overheat 1, so he can push those 4s to 5s. So he can do quite a lot of damage. To be fair, He's kind of like he's like an Atlas, like on speed. He's fast.
He's a babby Atlas. That's what he is.
Uh,
Yeah, going from Mr. Murder Mittens himself to what I think is probably the most cuddly of the mech designs, the Hammerhead.
yeah, he's surprisingly shorter than you think he'd be, but
Yeah.
it's because he's all that hardened armor.
He's a 45-ton clan mech, fully thoroughbred. He has one large pulse laser, one AR medium laser, one Streak SRM6, hardened armor, and what's the name for the thing that
He's got AES on the leg,
AES,
so it's
Actuator Enhancement Systems,
something like that. But it basically means
which
he's less likely to fall over, and he's got benefits to kicking.
mhm,
So this is the mech that it's not badly armored anyway, but with the hardened armor, it makes it really well armored. And then having the benefits of the AES on the legs mean that he's very unlikely to fall over as well. So like you can just keep putting a lot of firepower into this mech, and it just will stay there, and it won't care.
yeah. And even for the 1686 BV, he is just an absolute sturdy rock of a mech that won't go anywhere and can just deal out a bunch of damage at long range with the clan pulse laser. Because he's kind of like a slightly slow, really heavily armored panther.
Yeah,
If you really think about it, yeah.
with I suppose he's the one without the jumping maybe, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's I think he's pretty fast as well with a 6'8" movement profile.
Mhm.
Just a really solid mech. It's just a nice it's just a safe choice if you want a nice sturdy clan mech. And having that hardened armor where it means that stuff like headshots, you're not likely going to be one shot killed unless you're hit by an AC-20 in the head.
Unfortunately, it does have one downside,
What's that
and
now?
that it was used as inspiration for the Amarok, the worst mech in the game.
The Amarok is a beautiful
So,
mech.
yeah.
Don't be mean to the Amarok, but yeah, but yeah, it's both pretty cool mechs. The Alpha Strike card itself as well. Just before I forget, the Hammerhead is a 38-point mech, size 2, obviously, TMM 2, so not bad actually there. Movement 10, so a bit slower than the Contio. It's 3-3-2 for the damage. No overheat, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 armor
What?
and 2 structure. It's got case and it's got crit resistance. So the crit resistance, I think, means what does it do for Alpha Strike? It's slightly different. Affects the crit table, and obviously pushes anything that it puts -2 onto the crit table. Anything beneath 1 isn't a crit, so it makes it more survivable, which you also get in standard classic as well. But so yeah, it's just like a nice, well-rounded mech. He's very survivable. It's just quite a different play style. He's not as quick as the Concha, but he's going to take quite a bit of a beating. One down.
What I'm curious about is how they're going to balance them in the box. Like, are we going to get 2 new advanced versions? Because there is a 200 BV difference between the 2 of these.
I think it might be intentional. That
Yeah.
it's slightly different.
Yes, sir.
But they might have they might have a recommended skill kind of thing going on. I think there's supposed to be a story. I think with like a hammerhead and a Contio, so that might be obviously involve these cards in the box. Because I think the ones in the box you've got 3 gunnery, 4 pilot, and 4 gunnery, 3 pilot. So it might be they balance out that way.
Yeah. It makes sense. Contio with the piloting to get more punching
Yeah,
and
and
all
downside with the hammerhead is he doesn't like things getting behind him. I'm not sure if the Contio is the same issue, but he's probably fast enough that he doesn't care. But yeah, they're both pretty solid mechs. Alpha Strike cards, I think, just as a quicker, not important, but just something to know is that apparently they're going to be moved into the standard core box, so people don't get too confused when they're starting off. So if you are trying to find out where they've gone, that's where they are for these 2 mechs from this box. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it really on the starter box.
Are you going to get it, Lewis?
Yeah, I definitely want to get it. I really want a Contio, and I really like the Hammerhead. I've got a couple of Hammerheads already, but I do run it when I get the chance to because it's just a funny looking guy, and he's just good. I like him. He's not.
Yeah, these are both absolutely going to be additions to my Gallus force. Just because I like both of these mechs quite a lot, especially the Hammerhead. He's probably one of my favourite mech designs.
Yeah, I think.
If you couldn't tell.
And although they're mixed tech at this point, I think obviously Sea Fox are selling the Hammerheads. I think Rasselhog are selling off these Contios because I think the Ghostwares don't actually like them because they're dishonourable, but the guys, the actual
Rasselhog natives, they love
they
it.
love it, and I think they do sell these on, as in to mercs and other people. So I think you can, I think they can fit into other forces, especially if you're mercenary. So yeah, Dom, do you have any opinion or closing statements on the starter box? What do you think if you saw this? Do you think this might appeal to you if you didn't know anything about BattleTech?
Yeah, I think from a sort of, if you're looking at from a bird's eye view, the Contio's got a funny face.
He does have a funny face. It's supposed to be like a
He
skull.
does, but
But,
also,
but as a hot take, like generally for this box, I think it's a good idea. Personally, I don't know how much fun you can get out of like 2 mechs in a box, but I'm not a BattleTech expert, so I don't know. I think I'm more interested in the next box.
Yeah, and just before we finish up, I think the boxes are at that $20 to $25 range. So I think the idea is that these kind of sit on your shelves at like bookstores and
Just
Targets
like
and
the
like,
goblin that sits on my shelf.
yeah, like the goblin that sits on your shelf. But these are kind of your kind of impulse buy for someone walking past is the idea, and
Mm.
especially stuff like Barnes and Noble because I think like they've had history of some of these beginner boxes going for like $5 over in America. So like people
Wow.
just end up just because, oh, it's a cheap box, I'll buy this, and like maybe that's the start of something new, and
they got him hooked.
got them hooked.
They got that first free hit, and now they're going to chase that dragon forever.
Exactly, and sometimes they give some vouchers in these boxes, so keep an eye out for those as well. You might end up having a nice cheap box with a voucher to buy even more BattleTech. Not that we can spend it on the website ourselves, not yet anyway.
Go to Barnes and Nobles. But,
Yeah,
you know, it is what it is. So, should we move on to the big box?
yeah. So the core box, this is obviously this is the star of the show. This is although the starter box is the way to get into the game, the core box, or previously the Game of Armored Combat, is the kind of box usually we would recommend to someone starting to probably get into the game with, because it gives you enough mechs to get started with, and it's usually quite well priced as well for what you get out of there. So should we have a look what comes in this box then? So the core box.
So, the first mech.
Or should we have a look at
Oh,
just a quick look at
yeah,
it?
sure.
So I think inside the box there is obviously you've got your cool artwork with the region on the front. We'll come back to in a second. We've got our core box rule books. It's kind of like I don't know if I say simplified, but like it's got the essential rules for you playing full classic BattleTech. It's going to have some full classic BattleTech sheets in here for you to play with. It's got the BattleTech Alpha Strike cards. You've got your pilot cards in here. They've talked quite well about this BattleTech Sagas thing, which is kind of your primer, but it's kind of aimed at kind of you being the person in these kind of little stories to try and give you flavors of who these characters and factions are now, because some of us don't know much about the Ill Clan. It's still kind of a new setting. It's not as old as some of the other bits and pieces.
Are you talking about me?
No, not you. Even like more kind of like you might say veteran players haven't ventured much into the Ill Clan era much. I was speaking to Nathan the other day. I don't know what's going on in all of the areas of the inner sphere in the Ill Clan era, whereas I do in
Yeah, like, I
yeah.
genuinely don't think we've heard anything from Marek Space.
We- So there's kind of not there's still lore being wrote, but also not everyone's caught up yet. So it's kind of it's useful for new people and also to catch some of us, including me, back up what's going on, because I know what's going on the main on Terra, but I don't know exactly what's going on everywhere else. Also in the box we've got 2 maps. As previously, these maps are the same maps that we've had previously, but they've been tidied up and made to look a bit more fancy. I think made to look a bit more kind of alien, a bit different, a bit nicer looking. Not that they were bad before. There's some card stock stuff as well. So as with the previous box, there's some mechs you can make out of cardboard and some like terrain pieces which could be useful for missions, etc. And playing the game. But as Nathan was raring to do a minute ago, the big draw, I suppose, for us and a lot of the Battletech players is the mechs in the box, which are quite different to what we might have expected to get in the box. So yeah, so Nathan, what have we got first in the box? Because we're going in a weird order you've chosen.
No, it's not really. I've gone from right to left,
Right.
starting at the front, and then we go to the second row. And in doing that, we have what I've learnt is a fan favourite, the Rakshasa,
Yeah,
which is I can't believe it's not Timberwolf or the Timberwolf that we have at home.
I think that
I
literally
call it the timber dog.
it pretty much is. I think as Nathan said, it's
well-
the Timberwolf we have at home.
Well, the Draconis Combine was taking Omnimex, figuring out how they worked, and then producing both replicas of clan ones and their own. The good old Fed Sons was like, you know what? No, we'll do exactly what what the clans did 200 years ago, and combine different mechs to figure out this new design and make our own version of it.
It's
And they did.
it's definitely a good try. I think some people say it's a bad mech, but I think it's not bad.
I think it's a good inner sphere mech, but it would be made even better if it wasn't trying to piggyback off another design.
Yeah.
That's just.
I know.
If it was its,
Okay.
yeah. I know. I was just gonna say if it was its own like standalone mech, I'm like, yeah, this is a cool mech. Yeah, Lewis, why don't you go through the loadout for it?
Cool. So the standard loadout, or the one that we've got in the box,
Yeah, just
is
uh,
is the
both.
MDG 1A. So this has got 2 LRM-10s with Artemis 4, 2 ER large lasers, 2 medium lasers, and a medium pulse laser. It's a it's a 5.8 walking running, 75-ton mech. It's just
You know, he's got some speed. He's got a decent amount of heat sinks.
He's got nice
That's
got nice armor.
It does. That's the normal version.
Yeah.
And what do we get for the version we get in the box?
I think that is I think the one in the box is the normal version.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think it is. From what I've gathered, some people probably know better than me, but there probably is going to be ill-clanned versions of some of these mechs as well. But as far as I'm aware, the one in the box is the standard version, but the silhouette for that can probably also represent some ill-clanned versions as well. I'm trying to think if there's nothing on the I can see right now, but I think there probably is going to be. I think in the box they have mentioned there's going to be some new variants, so it might be the Rakashi gets an ill-clan upgrade.
Well, that'd be very nice. But yeah, from what I've had a bit of a read up, it is kind of the the workhorse of the Lyrans and the just the Fed comet, both sides in general after the war, and you can even see it like today, plotting about the place. Yeah, I think overall the mech's quite nice, and I do like the design where it's because a lot of the clan stuff it's rounder, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And then all the artwork, the Rakshasa is very angular, and it's a nice contrast. But compared to the artwork, the new mech, it's a bit sleeker, a bit thinner.
Yeah,
At the same time,
I
like it.
I wasn't the old artwork. I wasn't keen on the Rakshasa, but the
What?
new model I definitely I definitely quite like that one.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And to be fair, the 1795 BV, pretty solid mech for that kind of points.
Yeah, cheaper than Kanito. Contio.
Contiol. Let's have a quick look at the card. Alpha Strike. It's 45 points. Size 3, because obviously it's a heavy mech. TMM 2, that's pretty good. Movement 10. 4, 4, 4. Overheat 1. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 armor and 3 structure. Just a solid little mech, I think, for the points, really. Can't really complain at that, I don't think. It's a nice spread of damage. And it's got some indirect fire if you want it.
Ooh, that is very nice.
And also cheaper than the Contio again. But yeah, what do you reckon, Dom? What's your opinion on this mech?
I think I'll echo what Nathan said about the design. I think the design's nice. That's all I can really comment on, unfortunately, listeners. I think the design looks very different to a lot of the things that exist in Battletech, if I'm not mistaken.
It's kind of got that. It's obviously, it's got. I think the idea is it's kind of built out of different bits of other mechs to kind of, so it's got that look because it's
A chimera.
yeah,
a little
it's
bit.
kind of that kind of idea.
Yeah, they took the name the Mad Cat quite literally, and that's pretty much what they did. They combined the legs off the Marauder and I believe the top off the Catapult, and then kind of modified them both to make it all work together.
Hmm.
If I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, the clans have the Timberwolf, the Innisphere have the Timu Wolf.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's probably the best way to phrase it. But yeah, I like the idea of it. I didn't think we'd be getting one anytime soon, but now I know we're getting a plastic one. I think it's something that it's probably going to end up in one of my lances at some point because I kind of like the idea of the Timu Wolf.
It's definitely ended up in my Innisphere forces.
It's gonna be
sure.
It's gonna be in Gallus, isn't it?
Oh, absolute. It's going to be like my commander. It's going to be like part of my command lance.
Yeah.
I think that and a Kodiak. That'd be nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next mech, which is the Hollander.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
You got it. I didn't know
Now, Dom, I know you're not a big fan of mechs that just walk and shoot a big gun.
Fine.
But this is a mech that walks about and it fires a big gun.
Okay.
I
It's a
wouldn't.
35.
I don't know if this guy walks around. I think he probably runs around and shoots his big gun.
Yeah, that's true. What do you go through, Lewis?
Yeah. So the base Hollander has got he's not got a huge amount of stuff. He's got a Gauss rifle.
And
That's it. But he's 5'8", so he's as fast as Rax Archer. He's 35 tons. He doesn't have a lot of armor. He's got a little bit of structure, but he's pretty much just a Gauss rifle on legs. But he's only 953 BV, so he's cheap.
he's actually, yeah, I'd say he's a rather economical mech. If you want someone to go around firing 15 damage into people every turn and try not to get hit, that is the mech for you.
Yeah, I think this is one I've heard. What the mech that's supposed to be in the box is supposed to be having the an improved heavy Gauss rifle. I think. I don't know how they're going to fit that in. I don't know how they're going to fit that into the box, into the mech, because there's not a lot of room left for anything else.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the 25 damage one where you have to roll.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be falling. It's going to be shooting its gun and falling over. I think. I think if the rules don't change for the way the heavy Gauss improved one works. So, yeah.
But look on the bright side. It has 2 arms, so it is quite good in objective missions.
Yeah, so it would be better than the mechs you've chosen for the objective missions. But yeah, it's got that that Pack Hunter energy, Dom, because I know you like your Pack Hunter.
I do indeed.
He's pretty much kind of a Innisphere Pack Hunter, really. Not as fast, can't jump, but he's got that vibe. But yeah,
He's got a gun and he fires in spurts, and if he shoots you, it is going to hurt.
Yeah. Alpha Strike card wise, it's a size 1. TMM2, 10-inch movement. It's 2 damage. It's got 2 armor and 3 structure, and he's 20 BV. So he's pretty nice and cheap, really. I don't know.
Yeah, 20 BV.
Yeah,
You
not,
can take
not going to last
you
very
can
long.
take yeah, but you can take 5 of them in 100 points.
Yeah, it's true.
You can only survive 5 Hollanders for so long.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what this the new variant's going to be like. But gosh, he doesn't have a lot of armor, does he?
No, he doesn't.
But yeah, what do you reckon,
Well-
Dom? Have you seen the picture of him?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, pack hunter energy is probably the best way to put it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the design. I can't tell if it's just the picture, but I feel like he looks like, you know, like in Pacific Rim they have like 2 pilots.
Yeah.
It looks like there's just like a normal pilot and like another little pilot off to the left.
On top of the gun.
On top of the gun.
Yeah, on top of the gun, it looks like 2 eye holes poking out, and maybe
Yeah.
he's got like binoculars or something, which I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of.
think-
I'm not. You know, also I've got a hot take here.
Go for it.
I hate the weird legs, like
No,
the backwards
What?
horse legs
I-
on mechs. I don't like backwards horse legs.
To be fair, I quite like that. I think this looks like a nice improvement on the metal model, but not that was bad.
Okay,
but
well, I
this-
don't like his hands then. How about that? I don't
Okay,
like
I'm
that he
just-
has normal
okay,
human
okay.
hands.
Okay. You hate human
I don't
hands.
like his normal I hate his normal human hands because I don't like the idea of him, like, I don't know, using a dial-up telephone or something.
Yeah,
freaks me
I
out.
do like how in the old artwork though it does look like he's shaking his fist in anger at something. Damn you, getting away from me! Oh!
is this the one that's on is mech back? Oh yeah, it does. It doesn't look very happy. But yeah, and it's the primary factors in Coventry, a base place to be.
My
Yeah.
favourite Joe Falcon world.
What? But yeah, it's a pretty cool guy. Talking about another
Pretty cool guys.
another
Let's
pretty
go
cool
to
guy.
the straight upgrade. That is the solitaire.
Yeah, this one's a bit. They probably shouldn't have put them next to each other as well for the box because they literally almost look the same. But they are not the same. They're quite different. Nathan, what can you tell us about the solitaire?
So the solitaire is a 25-ton clan battle mech, and he can run 162 kilometers an hour. He's got 1 heavy large laser, 2 heavy mediums, and 1 heavy small. So I believe that's the penalty to hit, but he's also got like 15 damage on a large laser, 10 damage on the mediums.
Oh no, it's 16 on the heavy large. So yeah,
16. He's got 10 double heat sinks to try and absorb some of that heat, which I don't know if he really can.
I think it.
But yeah, he's literally gone for every single like weight saving measure. He's got extra light engine, which you know, takes up a bit more space, so he's a bit more weak if you get into him. He's got ferrofibrous armor and endo steel structure, so he's just got all those crit slots filled up with armors and engines and structures.
Yeah, I think this mech has got Jenner energy. It's kind of about getting into the right position and just alpha striking and just you might be overheating, but if they're dead, then you come out, you win. very
Yeah,
very.
but he is
planned.
also 1,284 BV, so he is quite good, I think, for like BV for the weapons he can bring.
Yeah, walking 10, running 15 without any like messing about. Is pretty fast.
And then he's also got a variant where he drops one of the medium lasers and he can take mask. Oh no!
Even faster.
Yeah.
Yikes! But yeah, I think I remember listening to a podcast about this. I can't remember one of the designers. It might have been Lauren Coleman. One of the guys, I think, when it went to Clicky Tech, I think someone said, "Oh, just make a broken mech with the system," which is where I think this came from. It's kind of like it's a heavily tuned mech for a 25 ton mech. It's a lot of damage. It's not got the most armor, but it's not bad. But it's yeah, it's pretty mean. And if they've got an Ill Clan variant on that, I don't know what it's gonna be pushing, but it's gonna be quite scary because it's pretty scary already.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I
But
think.
talking about another scary mech
Well, before we carry on,
is
Nathan, don't forget you got your Alpha Strike card. Actually,
no,
no, you got.
no one cares about Alpha
No, we
Strike.
do. We like Alpha Strike now. We're friends of Alpha Strike. It's
I'm ambivalent.
ambivalent. If Tom's not here, so we can talk about Alpha Strike. But yeah, it's a 36 point mech for Alpha Strike. Size 1,
Huh?
obviously. TMM4, so pretty hard to hit. 20-inch movement, pretty fast. It's got 3-3-0 damage with an overhit 1, so he can be running around, probably pushing up to 4 damage. However, he's only got 3 armor and 1 structure, so he's quite fragile. But he does have the energy special, so it means he's not going to get any ammo explosions. But I
Hmm?
think it's a. I'm not sure. It's not a mech I've ever thought about running, but look at the sheet. It could be pretty fun.
You want
Uh,
to see they've done a bit of a downgrade on the design. The old one looks a lot funkier. It looks kind of like the Vex from Destiny, I think,
I
with the
think,
head, with the little crest on the back of the head. I can't really see the crest on the new guy.
yeah, I think they've had to kind of de-animate him, I suppose, haven't they, to kind of get him to kind of
That is
think.
not a word.
Yawn.
That is not a word.
I don't know.
De-anime.
Well, have you? Can you see the older the
I'm
old?
not disputing the premise. I'm disputing the use of the word de-anime,
Okay,
as if like
okay.
as if everyone that listened just went, oh yeah,
I know what that word
de-anime.
means.
I know what that means. I de-anime.
Yeah. So this is
My
a
God.
Sea Fox mech as well, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I can imagine we're going to see this doing Jenna things going forward.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of them. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I I, I think I'm probably going to run one, to be fair. Well, I'm definitely going to buy one, but it's yeah, I can see this coming into some forces. So yeah.
It does seem pretty cool.
So Dom, uh, the de-animated mech. What do you reckon?
I'll give it a ghost out of shell out of 10.
Yeah. And Nathan, you're keen anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cool. I think
Absolutely.
is a big
But
benefit there.
let's go into a mech that I'm a lot more keen on, which is the Uzil.
Now this is a mech I'm not that interested in because I think it looks
What?
weird. I think it looks weird as
So
hell.
yes, it does look weird. It's got like a really hunched back with an SRM6 on it, and it's got two little laser arms. It's like the Innisphere tried to make a clan mech in design rather than in function. In its base form, it has one LB2X AC, so good old on an out plus you get 1 damage in 2 locations. Woo. You get one ER medium laser, one large pulse laser, 2 ER small lasers, and the SRM6 on the top for 1,189 points. He's quite slow, but he does make up for it for having 6 jump, which you don't see that much, especially in 3065. You don't see that many like medium mechs with 6 jump. Is
Okay.
there a specific version in this box that are taken, or is it just the standard?
I think it's a standard. So is that the 3S? Did you say?
Yeah,
Is that the one you just
I
talked
believe
through?
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just opening the web page. I was thinking that sounds right. Uh,
So with this one, I quite like the design, but how I run him is that uh I have ran him as the custom variant, which is the Jacob Kincaid from the Black Widow Company of the Wolves Dragoons, because they get 2 rotary AC5s and an ER small laser and SRM6, and I love uh, rotary AC5s.
yeah.
Luke, what do you think about him?
Um, well, as I said, it's not the prettiest mech. I know people are quite keen on him because I think it was in Mech Warrior 4, one of the is it the expansions I think it's in.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Maybe.
it's got an interesting uh, spread of weapons. Uh, it's not too expensive. It's pretty fast. To be fair, it's pretty solid. The armor's okay. Yeah, can't really knock it. It's just
And what's its half strike card like?
let's have a little look. See, it's 28 points, which is pretty good. Size 2 because it's a medium, obviously. TMM2, it's fine. 12-inch movement, 12-inch jump. Free on
Well,
damage and zero.
12-inch jump is quite good.
Yeah. Zero star for long, so obviously you got a chance for half damage. I think that's the LBX. No overheat, 4 armor, 2 structure. It's got flak, 0 star, 0 star, 0 star. For that's the LBX as a anti-air gun.
That's pretty standard. Dom, what do you think about him?
I'm not that bothered by him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not that bothered by him. I think he's the worst one so far.
I think it's the kind of mech that if you were playing with mechs that are coming out in the era, you'd be more keen, or if you're playing the PC games when it came out,
Probably.
it'd be like, oh yeah, that's the guy. But I don't think none of us have played the game with him in, so like we're like, he's a guy.
There's another mech like that which is coming up, but he is infinitely more cool.
Yeah.
But before we get to him, we have the Regent. Now, I believe we've already gone over this as one of our mech of the weeks.
Yeah, but we can go
He's
to the
a-
Regent again though, because we
he's
love
a
him.
big boy. He's got a bunch of guns, and he's also the Pope. But please go ahead, Lewis.
So this Regent in the box is the Regent A, I believe.
Oh,
So this is the naughty one, as we'd say. So this is, or it's the Regent, or as we talked about in that previous episode, it's the Awesome Man. This one has got, because this is a Seafox mech, it's got some clan tech weapons. So it's got free ER medium free ER PPC, not mediums, they're free ER PPCs with PPC capacitors. It's got a targeted computer as well, which is pretty mean. So it means that these ER PPCs were doing 15 damage, then they get pushed up to 20 damage, and then they can obviously hit you even easier because they've got a targeted computer.
Yep, and to try and manage all that, not only does it have 26 double heat sinks, it also has a singular coolant pod, which will definitely work.
Who help that one time. Yeah, it's quite well armored, as Regents are.
I really like the Regent. He's probably the most inner sphere clan mech. You have quite a lot of mechs in this box. I've noticed that are like the one faction version of the other faction's mechs. And this is like the most inner sphere kind of mech. He looks like a Steve or maybe like a Bertram. I think Bertram fits him quite well. To be fair, this guy.
Potentially. I quite like the look of the Regent. This one I've never been keen to run just because it's so expensive, because it's 3,419 BV. So it's 3,500 BV on at standard kind of piloting, so it's just so expensive. But
it's like the BV of a minor house.
Yeah, but I suppose it's been able to shoot effectively. Oh, also we missed out. It's got an ER medium laser.
Yeah, in his head.
Yeah, but be able to shoot effectively AC-20s at 7, 14, 23 is brutal. A short range. Short range 20 damage at 7 is real mean, that is. So,
and if you can try and offset those, it just means that you can just continuously lay down 20 to 40 damage a turn.
He's not,
and even if they get close, you got 90 tons worth of mech to get through before you can do anything to him.
It's got a standard fusion engine as well, so it's just not, you can't put it down really, can you? There's no ammo. It's just something that's just not even worth shooting, but you have to because the amount of damage it does. But yeah, I think very.
Sorry, go on.
His Alpha Strike card. It's probably gonna be disgusting. Oh god, it is disgusting. But it's 49 PV, so it's actually less expensive than the Contio. But he is a size. It's because he's slow. Size 4, TMM of 1, movement 6. His role surprisingly is a sniper. His damage is 5, 5, 4. Surprisingly, you think there'd be more damage than that, but obviously that's just what it is. However, his armor is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it 10?
You've got
No,
the card.
he's got a lot. 1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 armor, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 structure. So he's pretty hard to take down. He's
Yep.
got
Does his capacitors not translate to overheat?
apparently not.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't seem to work that way for the Alpha Strike card. I don't know if there's a conversion issue there, but yeah, he's not super expensive because he doesn't do an insane amount of damage. Because I'm guessing maybe these capacitors don't translate well. But yeah, he's still not bad though. And he's obviously we also should mention he's an Omni mech as well, so he can carry battle armor if he wants to. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think for this box set he is the kind of set. He's the mech in the center stage there.
No, 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 no. We're about to move on to the mech, which is really in the center
No,
stage.
it's him. It's him. But what do you reckon, Dom? What do you reckon to the region? He's I think they're if you look further down as well, the core box, they're kind of pushing the region and its variants as a kind of, it seems to be kind of the Atlas or the kind of poster boy for this era.
Yeah, why is he the new Atlas?
I think they've just chosen him. He's just a pretty cool guy, and he's actually like pretty, um, he works quite well, and like he kind of does that kind of big intimidating monster robot. But
Oh, right.
I don't know that he just seems popular, and he's got Omni, so he can carry around the battle armor like in the picture further down, so he can just do fun stuff. What do you reckon? Does he do anything for you, or is he a bit boring and a bit of a box?
I've never been like a cover star kind of guy. Like I've never really enjoyed the cover star, and to me, this has made him less cool.
I don't know. I think
Does
yeah, the
it
one
not make you activate your PPC capacitor
My PPC capacitor is very much flagging.
offline?
I think
Yeah.
the standard region I think is my cup of tea, and especially the one in that the cool rulebook artwork with that in the sort of light colours. That's really cool. That's what the region should be doing. But yeah, he's still cool. Then I can definitely see that one being a bulwark of some people's armies there, or lances or stars. Cool. So who we got next then, Nathan? Is this what you were raring to talk about here?
Damn right, we got the Mad Cat Mark II.
Let's have a look at this boy. Is
Yeah, so it's the success to the Timberwolf, and they just said make him bigger and make him a battle mech instead of an Omni mech. He was made by Diamond Shark, and originally they were trying to push it to Clan Wolf and Jade Falcons, and it actually turned out that they were brought by neither of them, and that Clan Nova Cat and Ice Hellions were the major buyers, but they did see use in most of the clans through trials. So this bad boy is a 90-ton assault mech. He's got 14 double heat sinks, and he carries 2 Gauss rifles, 2 LRM-10s, and 4 ER medium lasers, which doesn't seem too much for an assault mech, but it might be a different variant in the box.
I think it's the stock variant that it comes with, but I assume
Okay.
there might be like how I'm a fan of the Nova T. There might be like a T variant or a number. It's not a T variant, is it? It's numbers on these, but it might be a later variant that has the same silhouette but some scarier guns.
And I believe this Mad Cat 2 actually came to fame in Mech Warrior 4, which is a game I haven't played, where it was actually an Omni Mech at the time, but that's changed now.
Yeah, I always look at this and think it's not got a lot of gun for its size, but it's still got quite a few guns. Those ER medium lasers are still 7 damage each. Their M10s are still good. The Gauss rifles are still nasty. I
It's
think
2 Gauss rifles, I'm
yeah,
happy with that.
I think the armor also makes up for some of that kind of points and kind of weight because it's very well armored as well. To be fair, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I quite like the Mad Cat Mark II. I was just about to pull my metal model out and start repainting that, but now now I won't need to. Now I think I'll
Well,
probably.
no, because now you got 2 of them.
I do have two, but the old metal model his ankles are so thin. If you look at the plastic one, they're beefed up. It's all that weight on the metal model. It likes to fall over because he's got these tiny little ankle joints. He's got this massive leering torso and just falls over every so often. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Shall we have a quick look at his card?
Oh, go ahead.
So
Yeah.
the card is quite mean. It's 54 points. It's size. So it's an assault mech, Team M1. It's got 8-inch movement, 6-inch jump. Its damage is 775 with no overheat. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 armor and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure. So it's just a
Not bad.
solid mech. To be fair, that is. It's not like your Turkina T or W with like 15 damage, but 7's usually enough just to stop most things anyway. There's not many mechs that can take a 7-hit shot that aren't assault mechs. Yeah, I quite like it. I like the old model because obviously I bought one, but this new one is pretty cool. I think a lot of people have been saying that this is kind of the sleeper kind of model in the box, like when you actually get it in your hand. I think people are really liking this. You picking one up, do you reckon, Nathan?
Well, yeah, I'm getting the box. I'm absolutely picking one up.
Or
Man.
where do you think he's going to go? Gallus? Do you think he's going to? Is he going to the
Nah,
Falcons?
Jade Falcons.
Falcons. Yeah, I suppose he's got that bird look to him. And he's got jump jets.
Uh-huh.
What do you reckon, Dom? What do you like the Mad Cat Mark II?
I'm mad for the Mad Cat Mark II. I like him.
You like it? He's pretty cool. I think in the model of the not that the drawing like the render's bad, but I think the model itself is looks even better than that from what I've seen. Cool. So we move across to next mech. So next mech in the box is the Mad Dog or the Vulture Mark IV. This one is a bit of a strange mech. I don't really have much of a kind of a preference on the Mark IV. I think this is another Sea Fox mech, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is, guess, Innisphere version of the Mad Dog, which is now just known as the Vulture, which I think that's just the name of the Mad Dog in the Innisphere.
Yeah. Well, this is it's still clan, but like I don't know if I think it's all clan tech.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting mech because I don't even know what the Mark IV does. I think the Mark III's that's a Snow Raven mech, I think. But it's an interesting mech. I think he's got some of the kind of effects from the Snow Raven mech, which we'll talk about in a second. But he's got an interesting range of weapons. He's got his movement profile is he's got 5'8", so he's kind of that kind of clan heavy kind of fast mech. His weapons are an LBX 5, which is interesting. Got an ERPPC, which obviously that's good. 4 SRM 6s, which can't really turn your nose to that, and 2 ER small pulse lasers. So it's got quite a nice kind of a well-rounded range of weapons there. Doesn't really focus too far one way or the other. Yeah.
No, he's a nice little jack of all trades. I do like him.
Yeah.
I do like him quite a lot.
It's 2,110 BV, so it's a bit expensive. Not too expensive comparing to some of the other clan mechs, like stuff. I think the Vulture might be more expensive than him, the standard one. But yeah,
I'm not too sure on the other variant loadouts. It's got an A to a D loadout, but I'd definitely knock off those 2 ER small pulse lasers and put something with a bit more power on them.
Yeah, one of the interesting things, sorry Nathan, is this mech that people might miss is it's got ferrolaminar armor, which currently means I think for every 5 points of damage it takes 1 pip off. So you can
every chunk of 5 damage it takes 1 pip off. So if you hit with an LBX cluster, you don't get anything.
Yeah,
because each one of those counts as a set of 5. ATMs are only 2, SRMs are only 1. LRMs are only groups of 4, so it really does
Yeah, so
protects you
I
quite a lot
suppose
against.
I suppose I'd explain
Yeah,
that badly. For every for the damage it takes on it, for every 5 it takes 1 off. If it was 10 damage, it take 2 off. But if it's 1 damage, it still takes 1 off. So it's as Nathan said, you're impervious to LBXs
LBXs,
and
which is quite good in this era, especially if your opponent doesn't know how ferrolamina works, because you
yes.
can catch them by surprise and just be like, haha, you did nothing with your LBX 20.
I think it's one of these ones that it doesn't look like it. It doesn't like when you hear someone say it, it's like, oh, that doesn't sound like it will do much. But I think when you actually use it, you're like, oh, that actually does mount up to quite a lot of
Yeah,
savings of of damage.
I'd say, because I don't know if it has any downsides other than obviously taking up structure like most armors. I'd say it's quite a lot better than say like laser reflective
I think
armor.
I think the only downside is I think it's just expensive. So I don't think anything
Yeah,
bypasses it, but I need to double check that. I've only used
prob-
Ferro a couple
probably an
times.
ammo type.
Yeah, potentially the re-engineered lasers. I have to look it up, but
Yep. One thing I have been hearing over the internet
yeah,
is that people have been really enjoying the fact that it's getting its own model, because a lot of times they've either had a metal model which suffer from the Abaddon syndrome
arms full.
of its
What's
arms
Abaddon
falling
syndrome?
off, or they're having to cut up a mad dog to then add the arms on, in which they also tend to fall off.
Yeah,
The plastic ones.
it's an interesting artwork and model though, because the arms, one being an ERPPC and one being an LBX, they don't. I couldn't tell you which one was which just by looking at them or without looking at the sheet. They look.
Yeah,
It's quite.
they give them similar
Yeah.
casings. I'd say it's probably the right one is the ERPPC because it's slightly bigger, but
But hopefully, when you look underneath it, there is a difference between the guns, but um,
Mhm.
it's interesting because I thought, oh, it's 2 Gauss rifles, but when you look, it's like no, it's 2 different. It's an ERPPC and an LBX. Like they don't look different at all. But yeah, it definitely looks cool. It's solid. I think just a solid mech, and
what's
what's the
what's it like for Alpha Strike?
let's have a look. 46 points, so not nothing too. It's not crazy.
Yep.
Size 3, obviously. TMM2, movement 10. 4 short damage, 4 medium damage, 2 long damage. Overheat 2, so you
Huh?
can push those 4s up to 6s if you wanted to. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 armor. So that's the Salt Mech territory
Six,
of armor.
seven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6, 7. And 3 structure. So he's not. I think he's pretty solid. He's got case, crit resistant because of the ferrolamina. I think. Oh yeah, there must be some other
Yep.
rules of ferrolamina. Um, Flak 000. Obviously, it's got the LBX, Omni,
LBX.
and the SRM2 special rule. So it's. I think as the standard sheet, it's just a good all rounder. And I think, as you said,
Yep.
obviously it's normally mech, so you can be messing around with the variants. But
However, there is a way cooler variant, which I'll be honest is the D because it has 2 ATM 12s.
let's have a look. You do like your ATM 12s. And
It's got it's got a pair of micro pulse lasers in the center. Each arm has a improved heavy medium laser, which I believe is the 10 damage without
yeah,
like any negatives, something like that. And it has ATM 12s in both torsos with 6 tons of ammo.
I think the silhouette probably suits that better because it's got the 2 arms are the
Yeah,
same, aren't
because
they?
the arms and the lasers are also in the middle as well, so they
Yeah.
work
I might,
perfectly.
I might,
Yeah,
I might
I
be
think.
more inclined to. I probably running both, but I like it when the kind of the model looks right. So I think that might be
Mhm.
more where I lean with it because it's got that silhouette though. It's got 2 of the same guns, and obviously it's got the 12 missile pods as well to go for the ATM 12s. To be fair, that's quite a nice loadout. How much is that BV wise? Oh, 2346.
Ooh,
2346. It's not too bad.
no, that's quite good.
Improved heavy medium lasers. It's 10 damage, isn't it? So it's just basically like going back to like inner sphere PPCs.
And to finally go to our last mech, which is a mech that you definitely lean towards.
Oh yes.
Take it away,
So this is it's Eris, but it's difficult.
Eris.
People think you're saying Ares, but it's the Eris. So this is a basically it's a Marik kind of mech. It's
Uh-huh.
pretty mean. It does end up in my when I do play Ill Clan and in the mechs. I like to use this one because obviously we got it with the premium mechs. It is
Yep.
a 50 ton. I'm double checking now because I don't want to lie. It's a 50 ton inner sphere mech. It's got 5'8" for walking. It's got 7 for jumping because it's got a partial wing. You know you like the partial wings. Weapons, it's got a snub nose PPC. It's got 2 MML5, so you can swap between your LOMs and SRMs. It's got 3 small X pulse lasers, and it comes in at 1400 BV, which is for this mech, and the armor it's got on it is an absolute steal. I think it's criminally underpriced because it's for what you get for that is it's insane really because it's so hard to hit. The
Oh,
weapons
yeah,
are
absolutely.
the weapons are pretty solid. You got short range and you got close range weapons to an extent. Problem I usually have is that I run it. I usually run it as not a very high gunnery, so with all the jumping it does, he usually ends up missing with all
Just
his
doesn't hit.
guns. Yeah, it doesn't hit, but I think if you actually start to put in some points into gunnery, this is a really nasty mech because it's
I mean, it's
so hard.
worth it, 1400 points. But from my perspective, partial wing, yes.
Yeah,
Still has PPC, double yes. MML 5s, also known as SRM 5s, if you're sensible.
yeah.
Absolutely. I love this mech. I hate it because Lewis runs it, but I love this mech on its own.
There is. I know we've not gone through too many variants. I know Tom likes one of the Hells, but maybe we went through all the effort of converting it. So at least he can get an Ares again now because he can buy another plastic one. But there's one that people quite like, which is the Ares 3R that's got 24 rocket launcher 10s. I've not ran that one yet, but that sounds very Nathan coded if you ask me.
It sounds so dumb.
Yeah, I'm still partial to this one just because I think it's just you get so much for your kind of battle value, and to be fair, it's a cool looking mech as well, and it kind of plays how I'd want a fast mech like that to play. I think it's got 2 hands as well, hasn't it? Has it got a? Oh, it's got a hand. It's got a hand. You can pick something up.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's got 2 really cool variants. The HL1, which has a heavy PPC and 2 Streak SRM6s.
Yeah.
And an ER medium laser. And it has an even cooler version, which is the ERS2H, which is exactly the same mech. But Clan Wolf took it over and was like, oh, we're going to just chuck a bunch of different guys' gear on there. There you go.
Yeah.
And apparently, they're just like, didn't want to use any of the new Wolverines anymore. Like, get rid of these. Yeah, I like that where it has an entirely different variant just for using different weapons.
Different makes of weapons.
Yeah, going from BMW to Audi for its engine and all that.
Yeah. Alpha Strike card though. It's a size 2, Team M2, 10 movement, 14 jump. It's 3-3-1 for damage. No overheat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 armor. 2 structure. It's got case 2, which is actually something worth noting for the classic card as well. Indirect fire 1 and jump strong 1. 38 points, pretty solid. Can't really knock it at that.
No, it's a nice little mech.
What?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Dom, what do you reckon to him? Because he's quite an interesting looking mech. He's quite different to a lot of the other mechs in the box visually.
Yeah, I think it's like the first one that we looked at. Visually, not very Battletech, but still good.
Yeah, I think it's kind of it's a different manufacturer kind of thing because I think a lot of the mechs in this box are got a few Inner Sphere mechs and you got a bunch of Sea Fox mechs. So I think that's that there's some differences there. I think it's quite a fun mech. I'm interested to see how well he stays on his base because I know the premium or the resin one. I'm always worried about him falling off his base because he's got such small contact points on his feet. But hopefully, it looks pretty sturdy. He's quite well contacted, but it was always a concern. But yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
pretty much all the mechs in that box.
We've made it to the end. We've crawled through the
The
dirt and the mud of the new BattleTech core boxes, and we emerge more knowledgeable than we were before. So overall, what do you think about these two boxes, Lewis?
I'm keen. I think I can still see people's point of view. Maybe it's a bit too much advanced tech, but I don't think it's nothing insane inside there. It's just a couple, little sprinkles of some fun stuff in there every so often. Um, I think,
Absolutely. I think the tech that it does introduce, for the most part, is quite easy to get your head around. You know,
yeah,
and hopefully there'll be some like, well, you got a couple mechs which are a bit more simplified compared to the other ones, so they should be able to help you get to speed. And there's probably going to be like dumbed down variants to help the staging of the learning and
yeah,
all that. But it just seems like a really good box, and it seems like such a good mix. I think it's better than the Mercenaries box, personally.
yeah. I agree with that. I think it is. You've got that kind of. This is one of the things I really like about the old clan area. You've got some of the. You've got those clan mechs that are starting to kind of mix in some Innosphere tech or be a bit more kind of interesting, and you've got some Innosphere mechs that are starting to kind of up their tech, so you end up with not such a kind of divide between the two, so you kind of get mechs that kind of fill the gaps in between and have some interest to them. But there's some mechs that are a bit more complicated in there. But if you've got someone who's really struggling, if you can give them a Hollander with one gun and no jumping, then they can kind of figure it out from there if they're struggling. Um,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
but yeah, so I think as you've said, Nathan, I think you're picking up at least one of these boxes.
I'll be, because I don't have any map sheets yet. I still haven't got any, so I'll definitely be picking up both of these boxes because I want both. I want the mechs out of the small box, and I want all these different mechs.
Yeah, I think
Not all of them, but I want a good majority of them for
yeah,
sure.
I think I definitely want one big in as in the starter box, and I want
Mhm.
at least one of these core boxes. I might, it's one of those ones where if I see one coming up at a good price, I think this is the kind of box I think you could buy twice
Mhm.
quite easily, and you could mix these mechs into different forces, which obviously is the idea that they're kind of they're not too unique or unusual that they couldn't do that, and they're interesting and but they're not too crazy that they're not playable. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Uh,
Dom, what do you reckon as someone who's more towards the outside of this box? Then now you've had a little look through what's inside there and like look at the
you be
cover.
tempted?
I mean, it's hard to tell. So I'll tell you why I find it difficult to tell. It's
Yeah,
because what I can see are renders of mechs.
yeah,
Now, my primary complaint with BattleTech has been the poor quality of the plastics. They
Mm,
come riddled with mold lines. Sometimes they're like misaligned because obviously, like I assume a lot of them are two-part molds,
yeah,
so they come with like it doesn't really line up correctly, which I hate. I find it really annoying. So it depends on the quality of the actual plastics. The renders look fine, but I mean everything looks great when you can
yeah. When it's
look at a
it's
render.
a 3D model, it's isn't there can't be imperfections with it. Yeah, I think that would be that is a fair point there. Let's see how well these come out of the molds. They've been getting better, but obviously, I think sometimes we do get I suppose we do get kind of spoilt with some of the other companies with the models they kick out, especially Games Workshop. Um, Even some of the Legion stuff's very nice, isn't it? The newer stuff.
hmm
So I'd be hopefully they've these keep up their the better quality of the models. I know I've been going back to some of the older Clan Invasion models and finding them a bit more difficult to paint because they're not as they're not as detailed as the newer models. So hopefully they do that. But yeah, but what do you reckon about like the artwork as well? Do you reckon it's visually striking enough that you might get people interested in the box?
I
Or
think artwork is like so people say that you can't judge a book by its cover.
yeah,
You absolutely can.
I don't know what else they say about that, but what I have to say is that I think that the cover art is a bit, it's loud, which is obviously going to attract eyeballs. I imagine that these boxes will be available in like your sort of Walmart and Walmart equivalent stores across the US and Europe. So you want to catch people's eyes off the shelf, so that's a good thing. However, and I don't know if you guys agree, one of the things that attracted me to like wargaming in general was the more sort of gritty and dark artwork and you know, less poppy, more sloppy, you
Yeah,
know.
I could.
And I don't think that has this.
Yeah, I see. I can see what you mean. I think I do agree. It depends on what your kind of personal aesthetic and what you like. But comparing this artwork and the previous box set's artwork to the first artwork kind of cover they chose for a game of Armored Combat, which was it was technically a nice picture, but was so dark it was difficult to see what was going on. Um, I think you kind of I think this kind of more kind of bright box you need to get that eye kind of drawn in. But as you said, you can also put people off because they might go, actually, this isn't the kind of gritty kind of knights in robots anymore that I really wanted from BattleTech. This looks to be a big kind of robot war. It's
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to hear because, like, I think I can only speak to what I know, right? So, Warhammer 40k has
Mhm.
this funny little thing where a lot of people go, I miss when Warhammer 40k was grimdark,
yeah,
or when Games Workshop were grimdark. But the grimdark period was actually quite slim, in my opinion, because the artwork from, say, the very late 80s through to basically the mid 90s was fairly
very loud, wasn't it? Very
poppy,
yeah.
colourful, trying to attract sort of new players, especially sort of teenagers and things like that. And then it sort of drifted into that grimdark aesthetic, which was so popular for many people, sort of my age. Um, and then you have this kind of revival of more of the poppy style, not necessarily as poppy as it was, but
It got a bit cleaner, didn't it? A bit more
it got a bit cleaner. It got a bit more heroic, is what I would say.
yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
where there was some clearly delineated lines as to who the heroes were. Now, I think Battletech might have a similar sort of flow, as far as I can tell, but I don't know. So I know there's a lot of Battletech fans that are in their late, you know, their late hundreds of years of age, you
Yeah.
know, and they probably remember when the game came out and you had to create the mech set of origami. But
Yep.
I'm sure there's a specific group that may have grown up during the 2000s where everything was very much like WWE, Linkin Park, etc. And they found the game then, which I assume had a different
That's
Oh yeah.
aesthetic.
yeah. That's a lot of like Mech Warrior 3 and 4, the
Yeah.
Linkin Park era,
Yeah. You can
Yeah,
see
which
you can
this
see
this does call to.
you can see it
yeah,
in the if you ever look at the card game art, it's very 2000s kind of grim dark. There's like the skulls are very angular and the mechs are covered in rust and grime, and it's yeah,
exactly
it's
right. So there's eras, and I think now we're very much in the era of a little bit more clean, a little bit more marketable, and I don't think that's exclusively a
yeah,
BattleTech or a Games Workshop thing. I think that is just the way that things are. Cars are now white or grey, etc.
yeah. But it'd be I, I, I think it would be interesting to see how well these are picked up, especially with people that haven't played the game before. Because I see if
That's the
this, if
question, isn't it?
yeah,
It's,
if
is, is,
does
if, it,
does this
if it's got a
box,
traction
yeah,
strategy or not.
yeah, does this box get new people in, or is it just everyone who who's already playing BattleTech just picking this up because they want a bunch of new mechs? I suppose only
It's
time will
it's
tell.
interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I'll be very interested to see what the uptake is. I don't know if we'll see locally any extra interest
Or
because I
not,
think that we have
not until
our
there's,
sort of firm
yeah, not until there's stock anyway.
believers. No, of course not. But yeah, I don't know. I think, in my opinion, it's a good box. It's good value for money. Yeah, probably. I assume for the UK it will be £60,
I think 60, 70 ish. I think maybe with like with the
60, 70. that's kind of the cost of a starter these days.
Yeah,
If it comes with a rule book, it comes with your like sheets. That's really good. It just remains to be seen as to how popular it will be with people that aren't necessarily already in the game.
yeah, super. And obviously, lastly, we've just talked about the existence of the core rule book, which is going to be coming out at the same time. It's got a cool region on the front, and it's going to revise some of the rules and some things that people have been playing with for ages are going to become standard rules. Some optional rules are going to move out to advanced books, and some stuff like vehicles are going to move to other books, and it's going to basically kind of rejig things around. It's not a new edition, but it's kind of a refresh. They've always been refreshing things. I think one of the other podcasts mentioned the other day the current errata for a Total Warfare, the book that's been out for almost 19 years, is actually like I can't remember if it's like 60 pages or something like. So it's almost I think it's 60 pages of errata on the old book. So like this kind of just goes through all that, rejigs it, reorganizes it, and maybe moves things around and tweaks things to make in theory, cleaner kind of more enjoyable game, but without changing enough to upset people that have obviously been playing for a long time.
It's a very delicate balance, isn't
Yeah,
it? You have to change. Things can't always stay the same. And
yeah,
not to get too philosophically deep, games that tend to kind of hold on to what they were or look backwards in thinking that they will recapture a bygone era
yeah,
don't tend to do that well. However, the games that kind of look forward tend to do a little bit better. And that you always have a churn. Some people will leave and some people will come back and some people will be brand new. But if you look at the example of one of the most popular games in the world right now, War Machine, a game that had its era, in the late 2000s, a very, very popular game, sort of dropped off the face of the earth for some time, other than a few select players that were playing it. And now the revival of War Machine has been extremely successful because they were looking forward rather than trying to recapture that heyday. So we'll see if Battletech can do the same.
yeah. Cool. And also the artwork's very cool, as we mentioned. But
Very
yeah,
cool.
I think that's pretty much kind of our kind of overview of the stuff coming out. Obviously, look forward to hearing you guys if you've got anything anything we've missed that was like glaringly important. Any opinions that might not agree with ours, or you do agree with us. Obviously, let us know in emails or in comments or in Discord. But yeah,
We love an opinion.
we do love an opinion. But that's going to wrap us up for our kind of. It's not a mini-sode because it's actually probably as long as a normal episode, but it's our kind of.
This might be our longest episode ever.
It's definitely not our longest episode ever.
Oh, definitely not. No.
No, definitely not that. But it's our longest mini-sode. But yeah, thanks for listening. We will probably be returning to our kind of more regular format going forward. Hopefully, if we can find Tom in the basement.
No promises.
No promises. But next episode, we've got a bunch of fun questions from the Discord members that we need to go through. So we probably need to go through those. If you want to add to those as well, jump into the Discord.
You can go to hexpertshelpline@gmail.com. You can also go into the Discord, which will be in the link in the description, the link tree.
Yeah.
Where you can chat with us and generally BS with us. That seems to be what everyone seems to be doing in there.
Mostly me getting abused.
I'm gonna right laugh. Yeah, that's true. And me.
You don't get as much abuse apart from give.
We all love to be abused.
We all love give.
We all love give.
We all love give.
And sure, if
Good night,
you
everyone.
if you want to support us, you can also donate to our Ko-fi as well. If you want to keep hearing our lovely voices.
Yes, that's an important point. As we are returning to our more regular schedule, you
Cough,
can
cough,
expect
cough.
more and more content. If you enjoy the content that you hear, please feel free to donate, as Nathan's just said. I think running the podcast doesn't cost us a lot of money, to be honest, we'll be frank, but it does cost us some money. So anything that we can recoup is much appreciated.
Yeah, we just spend it on mechs anyway.
We just spend it on mechs anyway.
Super duper. But we will catch you guys on the flip side then.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.